All right, let's move on here. We're talking about Zach Wilson again, folks, and this is not good because we have not been hearing this type of language with any other rookie quarterback. So it's truly shaping up early. I know we still got, preseason games to mature from and learn from, and still 4 or 5 weeks to get ready for the start of the season. But I think of right now, at this moment, Zach Wilson is potentially the worst rookie quarterback of this year's draft class, because Robert Saleh on Zach Wilson says for most rookies it gets worse before it gets better. Okay, does it? Is that true for most rookies? Yeah, maybe for most rookies, but you don't really want that for, second overall pick in the draft, your franchise guy, your rookie starting quarterback. You don't want to say that. We have not heard that about Justin Fields, folks. We have not heard Matt Nagy say, well, for most rookies, it gets worse before it gets better. Justin Fields has been getting better every single day, and we've been seeing that, and we're once again going to hear about Justin Fields. I know we talk about Justin Fields every day on the show, folks, but that's just because there's new developments every single day, whether it's a new quote, whether it's a new video, whatever it is. We don't get that from Zach Wilson, folks. If we did, we'd be talking about it, but we're not. That's why we don't talk about Zach Wilson. And the few times that we do talk about Zach Wilson, it's always really not that great. We just talked about him last week on the show, when he was kind of going through his kind of, game scenario to get him ready for the preseason game. They were like, yeah, he wasn't really looking that great. And we're going to talk about his stats right now on what he did yesterday in training camp. Here we go. Practice is over. This was yesterday. Practice is over. Zach Wilson was so today. Team drills, he was 5 of 13, trash. Red zone team inside the 10, he was 2 of 4 with 2 touchdowns. I mean, you're at the 10, so you're going to score the touchdowns on those completions. So 2 of 4 with 2 touchdowns. All right, not bad. 3 of 5 during the first team period. Only pass that went over 10 yards was to Cole. So once again, a little dink and dunk, going 3 for 5 in the first team period. That's not great. And then third down team period, he went 0 of 4 and took a sack. So not converting on third down. What are we doing out there? So Zach Wilson is truly not looking the best out here. Robert Saleh saying for most rookies, it gets worse before it gets better. That's nothing you want to hear from your franchise quarterback. We want to hear about the Justin Fields getting better every single day, looking great every single day. Even Trey Lance, we're hearing big things about Trey Lance, folks, and how he is just progressing every single day. So let's continue on here with these rookies and what everybody's saying about them, and maybe why Robert Saleh maybe made his first big mistake here as the head coach, drafting the wrong guy, maybe not evaluating the tape correctly. I mean, he had his pick of the crop, folks. He could have picked Trey Lance. He could have picked Mac Jones. He could have picked Justin Fields, but he went with Zach Wilson. Was he just trying to outsmart everybody? What did he look into that was truly making him go for Zach Wilson over all these other quarterbacks? Obviously, you couldn't have gotten Trevor Lawrence, but even Trevor Lawrence, we're not hearing big home run things like Justin Fields. It is still kind of an open quarterback competition there in Jacksonville between, Trevor Lawrence and Gardner Minshew, and the difference between Justin Fields being in a quarterback competition between Trevor Lawrence is that Trevor Lawrence was already expected to be the starter. Nobody expects Gardner Minshew to go out and win the starting job, folks, besides Gardner Minshew fans. That is it. Nobody in the national media, nobody that's just like, hey, didn't they just drafted a quarterback first overall? He's not starting. Why is that? But with Justin Fields, Matt Nagy already got Andy Dalton and said he was the starter, and nobody was expecting the Bears to go out and get a quarterback. Justin Fields kind of fell in their lap, and then they just got him just to get him. So now, yeah, you have to go out and earn your role after we already kind of have our starter in Andy Dalton. So that's why those two, quarterback duels are different, and why Trevor Lawrence not winning the starting job is a little bit of a red flag. Not a big red flag, but a tiny little red flag. So let's hear what they're saying about these other rookie quarterbacks. Here we go. Trent Williams, who is the 49ers offensive lineman, he says this about Trey Lance, quote, "You see him throw the ball and you see him run the ball and you know that's a generational talent." Jeez, wow. To throw the words generational talent around there, you don't throw those words out there willy-nilly, folks. And once again, you hear nobody saying that again about Zach Wilson. You get, for most rookies, it gets worse before it gets better. Nate, this is a generational talent out there, so not great there. And then we get this from The Athletic's Adam Johns. He reports the Chicago Bears coaches have been impressed by Justin Fields' natural arm talent. What do we get on Zach Wilson, folks? For most rookies, it gets worse before it gets better. Trey Lance is being called a generational talent. Bears are impressed with Justin Fields, saying he has natural arm talent. So this could be a big swing and a miss for Robert Saleh. Year one, first year as a head coach, and you have to make the decision for the future of the Jets on who to go with as the starting quarterback, and he picks Zach Wilson. Maybe he picked the bust in the draft, folks. Maybe he did, because we have not been hearing anything great about Zach Wilson. The best thing that we've been hearing about Zach Wilson is that he had a good day of practice. That is it. And then we get the so-so day yesterday. And Robert Saleh saying, yeah, for most rookies, tempering down those expectations. Don't expect, hey, I'm Robert Saleh. Don't expect Zach Wilson to be, great week one. For most rookies, it kind of gets worse before it gets better. I guess, maybe, but not for top 5 picks. You really expect those top 5, top 10 draft picks to come out there and be great starting week 1 and getting the job done. Yes, for, rounds, 2 through 7. Yes, for most rookies, it gets worse before it gets better. But not for your face of the franchise guy. Not for the quarterback where you had kind of a pool about 5 quarterbacks to choose from. You don't really say that about those quarterbacks. So this is not looking great for Robert Saleh. Strike one of a head coach. And not looking great for Zach Wilson. He may not be able to handle it, and he may not be the guy here with this Jets team that really needs a quick turnaround. The sooner the better. And, if Zach Wilson is, still kind of, floundering out here, it's going to be a big old meatball on Robert Saleh's head, the general manager's head, the owner of the Jets' head. You're like, why did you hire Robert Saleh? Why did you think he's the guy? Robert Saleh's meatball is, why did you go after Zach Wilson that heavy? And why are you not ready to turn this organization around right now? We trusted you, and you did not do that. You're kind of, regarded in the same category, I hate to say it, as Todd Bowles and Adam Gase, if he can't turn around this Jets organization, because those 2 head coaches couldn't do it either. So we'll see how Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson keep progressing. But let's keep going with some other quarterbacks, because Zach Wilson may not even be good next year. So that's not great, because we get this from Joe Burrow. Quarterback Joe Burrow describes his training camp struggles as, quote, a mental thing. Well, that's not great, because what have we been hearing about Justin Fields and Trey Lance? Justin Fields has great mental capacities, folks. We are hearing that he's a quick learner. He's a great leader. He doesn't really let the mental aspect, the speed of the game, affect him. He goes out there and gets the job done. We've been hearing the same thing about Trey Lance as well. So we're hearing great. I mean, folks, we really have not heard any knock on Trey Lance or Justin Fields, and it's real bizarre, folks. These are rookies. We don't expect them to come out there and be great, right off the rip. But that's all we've been hearing about them. So now we get year 2 quarterback Joe Burrow saying, man, oh man, the mental is still there for me. So that's not making, us feel any better on Zach Wilson. Be like, oh, it's just a rookie thing. So he'll be good, later in the season. He'll be competitive later in the season. He'll be competitive next season, because Joe Burrow's coming out there and saying, yeah, I've still got this kind of mental thing that I'm still trying to deal with. And, that's why I'm struggling here in training camp. This is not great, folks. So he may not just have it, folks. The man just may not have it. Zach Wilson just may not be the guy. Obviously, we've still got, preseason games, and we are going to dissect them very, very heavily, especially at these quarterback battles, just to see what these guys are putting out there on tape. What are they looking like in their throwing mechanics? Are they doing the dink and dunk? Are they trying to air it out? Are they placing it exactly where it needs to be, where only the receiver can make a play on the ball and not get batted away by the defender, not get intercepted by the defender. So we're hearing great things from Trey Lance, generational talent. We're hearing great things from Justin Fields, natural arm talent, impressing the Chicago Bears every single day. And then Robert Saleh on Zach Wilson. For most rookies, it gets worse before it gets better. I mean, it hasn't gotten worse for Justin Fields. It hasn't gotten worse for Trey Lance, and they've been getting better. So don't lope all of these quarterbacks together, Robert. Maybe you just missed on this one. It's unfortunate. This was your first major decision. You maybe have whiffed on it. It's unfortunate. I'm just telling y'all what we've been hearing, folks. We've been tracking these quarterbacks for the last 3 months. Ever since they got drafted, we've been tracking them, folks. We were a little sold on Zach Wilson. Where do we put Zach Wilson in our quarterback big board? We put him number 2? No, we put Justin Fields number 2. We put Trevor Lawrence number 1, Justin Fields number 2, Zach Wilson number 3. So we kind of saw it. We saw Justin Fields being a little bit better than Zach Wilson. We didn't expect Trey Lance to be as good as he was. So that's, our knock. Robert Saleh just saw Zach Wilson a little bit better than Justin Fields. And we didn't buy it. We didn't believe it. This was our big board, folks. This is what we did. So we'll see who's right. Us or Robert Saleh. We'll see. Yeah, we will truly see. All right. Let's keep